Hey YouTube, and Merry Christmas. This is my third ornament video that I'm making this year. So let's go ahead and get into it. Now today we're going to be making a paracord snake ornament. It's going to be a candy cane snake. And this is definitely a Night 16 special because I mean, this is a Night 16 channel. We're all about paracord snakes here, so we might as well make a paracord snake ornament for Christmas. What you'll need is 6 feet, because this can be a smaller snake, 6 feet of peppermint colored paracord. Now you also, if you can't find this, because this is hard to find, you also can use red and white and just fuse them together and they'll look fine. Okay, now we'll need a foot of red paracord, or you can pick white, but red will look better, and 6 inches of just some scrap paracord. This has inner strands out of it, is what you want, and that'll be the tongue. So there you go. Oh, and 2 beads. So let's get started. Now I'm gonna sort of skim through this because if you want a more in detailed video on how to make a paracord snake, then I have a video on that, but I am going to skim through it for those of you who have not seen that video. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and half the 1 foot, and we'll go ahead and make a half with the 6 feet. And then we make a loop as big as you want to. I'm not going to make it too huge because I've always liked the metal hooks, but I'm going to make it big enough where I don't have to use one if I don't want to. Okay. And tie your first knot. We'll be using the cobra weave. So what we're going to do is we're going to weave this all the way down here, probably till about there. So to save time, I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I will be right back when I've done that. Okay, we're back, and I have made a braid 3.5 inches long. So now what we're going to do is take the tongue that I was talking about. Remember, this is your 6-inch piece paracord without any inner strands in it, and you're going to need your lighter for this. And try to make it as narrow as possible. See what I'm doing? Flatten it like that. Okay, now we're going to take these 2 pieces right here and we're going to pull them apart, and we're going to insert this. But it's a good idea before you insert it to go ahead and make a knot, but just don't tighten it. Just like that. Pull these apart, put this in between the 2 pieces, hold them there, and then tighten this knot. It's sort of hard to do, but you'll get used to it after you've made about 100 of these. So there you go. Now we're just going to braid over it. Now remember, you don't want it to be super amazingly tight, but you want it to be pretty tight so your tongue don't just come out. And that's some of the point of inserting it in early, so it'll have a little bit more support. And you can make this however long you want to, but I didn't want a super long snake on my Christmas tree. Okay, so that's about as long as I'm going to make mine. This is 4 inches exactly. Alright, so now you're going to need a pair of scissors or a knife, but I find that a pair of scissors of some kind really works good. And go ahead and cut them with just that much showing. Let's do that again. Make sure you don't cut your tongue, because that would be very bad. Although you can always, if you do, you can always undo it and just add more tongue. It's not a big deal, but it just would be irritating. So now we're going to melt them. Now here's where the secret to it all comes. The reason I have it like that is because what that does is it narrows it into a point, and that'll make your snake look really good. Now this one you want to tighten pretty good. And you see, you can see some of the singes. Sometimes you can't, sometimes they're irritating and you can. But don't worry about it, because we'll cover that up. Okay, now we're just going to do one more. After we cut it, you do one, then you do one more. See? And now you've got a nice point. I'll go ahead and measure this for you, but it don't really matter now. You can make it as long as you want to. This is 4.5 inches long. Okay, so now we turn it around and we'll do the exact same thing. We'll start doing a super cobra. What a super cobra is the exact same knot. It's just a cobra on top of the other one. It's super easy to do, and you can do a lot of stuff with the super cobra. See that right there? It's not hard at all. And now this one you really do want to tighten good too, because like I said, you want your snake to be nice and pointy. Okay. Now you can do as many as you want to. It don't really matter. Depends on if you want a really big head or a smaller head. I'm going for a smaller head, I do believe, because I think it'll just look better. And so we're just going to do a super cobra. But on my bigger ones, I do a triple cobra. Sometimes I even do it 4 times. I'm not sure exactly what you'd call that. Quad cobra. So, here we go. And like I said, just insert the eyes wherever you think best. Actually, I think I'm going to do it on here. So I've done 1, 2, 3, 4. So I think I'm going to do it on the 4th. Okay, so the way you know which side to put your eyes on is the side that has the hump on the side. Can you see that? It's got the hump right there. That's the side that you put it on. And you may have to oops, there went my bead. You may have to I think I'm going to have to melt these. What you do is you do it in a circular motion. Then you take your fingers and do that. Be careful if you do this. And remember, be careful when you're using an open flame. Just a word of warning. Alright. So now, press that in there. Take this one. Press that in there. Okay. And now we're going to do one more behind the head. You can do 2 if you feel necessary. But I don't. I think that's perfect. Alright, so now all we have to do is trim it. And again, be careful, because most times if another paracorder looks at your stuff, they will measure you by your melts. So, and I know it don't really matter, but you always want your stuff to look nice. So just don't forget that. Cut that one And that's one reason I like to use scissors so much, or shears, or whatever you've got. It's because you really can get a nicer melt. And then just cut the tongue off, and wherever you think best. I think that'll look good. And there we have it. That is how you make a paracord candy cane snake. So thanks for watching. I sure appreciate it. And you know, this has more than one use. It can be a lanyard if you'd like it to be, or a keychain. But I think this one's going on the Christmas tree. So thanks again. This has been Night 16, and I'll catch you in the next video. Don't forget to go on my channel and go to playlists, and you can find my paracord ornament playlist, and you can see all the ornaments I've made this year. Night out.